Come on, at least one. Oh, yeah, we got one. All right, that's good. Hi, my name is Christian St. Pierre. Welcome to Poked in the Movies, a weekly series where I use my expertise and experience as a registered acupuncturist to explore depictions of acupuncture in film. Today, we're looking at They Still Call Me Bruce. They Still Call Me Bruce is an American action comedy filmed in 1987. It was directed by James Orr and stars Johnny Yoon as the main character Bruce. The film centers around a Korean child, Bruce, who gets saved by an American GI named Ernie Brown during the Korean War. And then as an adult, Bruce decides that he wants to go and find Ernie and thank him. So he travels to America and ends up being mistaken as a martial artist, as a doctor, as all kinds of things as he's sort of wandering around America trying to find his hero. He ends up eventually tracking him down to a massage parlor of all places, and while he's at the massage parlor he actually ends up disguising himself as a geisha and ends up giving an acupuncture treatment to one of the clients. And that is the acupuncture scene we're going to be reviewing today. Let's take a look.
Sir, here's your, stuff. I'm afraid your friend is in very serious condition. He's in a coma.
What's coma?
It's a state of unconsciousness.
He doesn't even know what a coma is.
But can I see him?
No one is allowed to see him until he comes out of the coma.
I gotta go to Susie's massage parlor.
What the hell do you mean you're sick? You get your little kimono back here right now. Konnichiwa. And the same to you.
Dressed as some sort of geisha, I guess?
Hey, come on in. Come here.
Good evening.
Hey, you must be the new girl. You ain't half bad.
Thank you.
What's your name?
Keiko.
Yeah, look, Keiko, I'm very tense. I want you to give me everything you got.
Everything?
Yeah. I'm a big tipper.
Did you say Big Dipper?
Yeah.
I have something better for you.
Yeah? What?
Acupuncture. Good for your virility and endurance.
Yeah? Come on, let's get started.
That's true. Acupuncture is good for virility and endurance.
Every human body has 360 pressure points.
So the classics of acupuncture actually list 361 acupuncture points on the human body, and then later acupuncture texts expanded that to over 400. But in reality, the number of acupuncture points on the human body is infinite. Any spot on the human body can have a powerful therapeutic effect if you know what the condition is as well as what the balancing point might be. So although we have a classic listing of 361, the real number is infinite.
The pressure point or impotence 3 inches below your navel.
So all of the points between the belly button and the top of the pubic bone along the midline are good for impotence and sexual dysfunction in both men and women. The point that he's referring to, 3 inches below the belly button, is probably Ren 4, which is a very powerful point for stimulating the sexual function of men in particular.
For constipation, 4 inches below your navel.
That's interesting because there are actually no points on the midline between the belly button and the pubic bone which are classically considered to be for constipation. There are a lot of points for diarrhea, but not for constipation.
Yeah, come on, cut out the talk. Get on with it.
Was it 3 inches or 4 inches?
He's covering his face. That's not standard. What kind of a technique is that? Like, just dropping it in like that, like no palpation with the second hand, no finding the point, just like dropping it in. And those needles look really long. And what's he doing? He's...
I thought you would work. You're moaning already.
Long needles for, oh, that kind of a flicking stimulation, that actually is a thing, yeah. What? Now he's just throwing them like darts. Is that, is that even possible? All right, let's see if it's even possible to throw acupuncture needles like darts successfully from 3 feet away. I have here some woven tissue paper, and we'll see if we can actually get it to stick. We've got 10 tries. Oh, nope. Oh, almost. Nope. Oh, nope. 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 Come on, at least one. Oh, yeah, we got one. All right, that's good. Nope. Nope, where'd it go? All right, so it's possible, but not the most efficient way of inserting needles. First of all, you have no accuracy, and second of all, what's the point? All right, let's get back to the movie. Look at how many needles there are. I mean, what does it matter where the acupuncture points are if you're just covering the whole area with needles? The needles are unnecessarily long for the depth of insertion that we see here. And, you know, that's, I mean, for a gentleman of this size, it's probably a good idea to have longer needles so you can actually reach the depth necessary to hit the acupuncture points. But, you know, him starting to talk about like where the acupuncture points are and then just covering the space with needles, that's just silly.
Freeze! Don't move till I come back.
Well, he's breathing. Seems to be sleeping now. When you apply acupuncture, one of the things that happens is that the general effect of acupuncture is to take people out of a sympathetic state, that means a more stressed state, and bring them into a more parasympathetic state, meaning a more restful state. So a lot of people say that the sympathetic state is the fight or flight state and the parasympathetic state is the rest and digest state. But it's more accurate to say that it's the rest and recover or rest and recuperate state, which is one of the ways in which acupuncture can have so many benefits, is that people are so stressed all the time that when you come and have an acupuncture treatment, it profoundly changes the state of your nervous system and it takes you out of that stress response state and puts you into a state where you are actually recovering and recuperating and healing, just naturally healing. All right, so he's going back to see his patient. When you have that many needles, there's this idea called signal to noise. So an acupuncture needle sends a particular signal, a particular let's say, amount of information or a particular type of information through the body. And various acupuncture points can be used to send the same signal. So if the acupuncture points are all telling the body to do the same thing, it doesn't matter how many acupuncture needles you're using, it's like you have 100 people singing in a choir. They're all singing the same thing and you can understand the song, you can hear it, and it's very powerful and strong and harmonious. Whereas if you're at a party and you have 100 people at the party and they're all saying different things. They're all talking amongst each other, or they're all saying something different. Trying to keep track of any one particular conversation is already quite hard, but then trying to actually keep track of what everybody's saying at the same time, it just becomes noise. And so with acupuncture, it's like that. If there are many needles, as long as they're saying the same thing, as long as they're telling the body to do the same thing, that's fine. There's harmony and the body hears the signal loud and clear. But if the needles are all telling the body to do different things, then all of a sudden it just becomes noise. So there is kind of a limit as to how many different things you should be attempting to change or attempting to do when you get an acupuncture treatment. Focusing on one thing with all of the acupuncture needles, that will prove very successful. But trying to do 50 different things, or even just 5 different things at the same time with acupuncture needles, that already is too noisy, and the body is just going to relax but not necessarily have specific effects.
Hold it still. It won't hurt a bit.
Oh. So that's not how you take acupuncture needles out. You take them out one at a time, and to make sure that you're not snagging the skin, or that you're not causing discomfort to the patient. I mean, the idea of just grabbing all of them at once and just pulling them off, that's just funny.
You're the new man.
Baby, you're the best.
Well, he liked his acupuncture treatment at least. As far as the grade is concerned, I'm going to give the acupuncture scene, and They Still Call Me Bruce, a solid C. On the plus side, you have real acupuncture being performed, so it's not a special effect. You also have the concept of acupuncture points being discussed in terms of their location, their function, and also the number of acupuncture points, but the rest is just silly. You have acupuncture needles being thrown like darts. You have an abdomen completely covered in acupuncture needles with complete disregard for the point location that was discussed previously. You have the needles being ripped out all at once, and you have a character who somehow knows about acupuncture and the point locations and functions, but then doesn't know what a coma is. Really weird. So a solid C, I think, is about as much as I'm going to give it. So that's it. If you're looking for a light-hearted action comedy from the 80s to watch or rewatch, then They Still Call Me Bruce definitely fits the bill. It's got some okay action scenes, it's got some pretty funny moments. Johnny Yoon does a great job of portraying Bruce, and of course there's the acupuncture scene itself. So yeah, I'd recommend it for sure. Well, that's it for today, and I will see you guys next time. Hey, you made it to the end of the video. I'm always happy to hear from you, so let me know what you thought about the grade that I gave this acupuncture scene. If you have any comments or questions, or if you have a movie that you'd like me to review, you can always write it down in the comments below. Don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and the bell button so you'll get a notification as soon as my next video comes out. That's it for today. See you next time.